What up? UB, I'm here on my 29 Druid in the Warlords of Draenor beta. And there's a few more things on this guy that I'd kind of like to highlight for people out there. I know some people have asked me some specific gear related questions and such and how they've changed. And this guy, I have a few pieces that can highlight that. So one of the questions was, what's the deal with resilience? And you'll see resilience isn't showing up anywhere here. It's not showing up anywhere under enhancement. So as far as the actual stat goes, looks like it's removed, right? Well, that's not necessarily the case. I'm still showing a +9 resilience, as you can see here on the inherited mark of tyranny. But what that is and how that translates to any stats, whether it becomes grandfathered like resists, or, you know, I mean, it's still early, so maybe it hasn't been removed yet. That also leads to something that I really wanted to see, and that is if resistance are still in the game. There's some of you out there that, like me, have an old cloak with either, say, +15 to a specific school, or like me, have the +5 resistance chant. And that still exists on WoD. Why? Anyone's freaking guess, since we're going into the second expansion where resistances are supposed to be gone. But if that's any indication for resilience, just because you don't see it over here doesn't mean it doesn't have an effect. Because as some people will tell you, they've had polys resisted, or I know HB uses a +15 on some motherfucking cloak, I can't remember which one, on his free-to-play, and that makes a significant impact on the amount of damage he's taken in when he can resist such a healthy percentage of it. So you also have different things like the PvP shoulders, or the regular BOA shoulders, which you have here. They're showing 7 int, calm down, 10 stam, and 7 crit. All well and good, not too much to see there. But when you go to the quote-unquote PvP BOAs, those are now showing 7 int, 7 stam, 7 crit, and 0 resil. So it seems like these things just got shafted pretty hard. But again, it's still early, so we'll see what goes on with future passes. But just something to be aware of with that. If an item still has resilience, you never know. Maybe it becomes one of those weird things like resistance, where it's air quote removed from the game, but it's not. And like with my 19, health was a little bit higher. So you can see here I'm just over 5.7k health and 4.6k mana. If I decide to get into my bear, I'm just over 8k. That just still seems crazy. But other items like Dead Man's Hand actually looks like it lost 2 stamina, if I'm not mistaken. So a little bit of change there. Or maybe not, I forget exactly. But I'll just go through here and you can take a look at the different pieces of gear, and maybe you'll notice something that has changed. Like Durin Cap, maybe. There. And there's the chest. And the glowing bracelets, which actually looks like they had a little bit of change too. And then the hammer. And of course the musty tome. Then I have some other BOAs in the bag here if you guys want to see them. And take a look at that. And I'm also noticing that if a stat isn't helpful, I noticed this on the 90 monk. You guys can check out that video. I posted that yesterday, I think. If a stat isn't useful for you, it's almost grayed out. If you can see how agility, it's significantly lighter than stam, and certainly, you know, the secondary effect, which is critical strike. Looking at just a druid specific talents, we have kind of what you'd expect. You know, the normal stuff. So Marksman should revive. The Seed that lives. Professions, just like when I did the 90s, they still give the bonus. So for example, at level 29 with skill of 300, I'm getting 12 bonus crit, and stam boost from mining, my tough ass is getting an extra 10. As far as core abilities, Rejuve, Regrowth, heal so cheap I couldn't afford a picture, Healing Touch, Life Bloom, Swiftman, you know. Then, since I'm standing here next to Beston, I guess it might be a good time to take a look at what's going on here in the player versus player window, because I know everyone's been wondering about skirmishes. I've been wondering my damn self. And I don't see anything specifically relating to skirmishes. I do see something called Troll Raid, which is 100 versus 100. I have no idea what it is, but I'm intensely curious. Obviously, Raided's not happening until 70. War Games looks fantastic. Again, that really strange Troll Raid. But then pre-made groups, and I can't select this one yet. So I don't know if that means I have to be in the pre-made to activate this window, or it's a feature that isn't yet up to the point of which we can use it. But that could potentially be something where either like they're going to take like the OQ sort of function, or maybe they're going to somehow work the skirmishes into that. At this point I really don't know. But then there's challenges, there's dungeons, and see, I'll just join queue just for shits and giggles, even though I sat in it for a couple hours last night while I was doing other things, just in the random hope that would have freaking popped, but you know, it's not going to happen. Still, as we know, the BOA UI isn't coming in, but it looks like it's supposed to be going right in between your toys and your pets. I mean, nothing too crazy here. I know some people are really excited about this stuff, so, you know, there's the toys. And pet looks, I don't know, I never really did anything with pets, so I'm just going to assume that's about the same. And then you have your mounts. So that is it for this video. Hit up BIS Nation. Find us on the Twitters at YoOutPvP, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Thanks.